This is a follow-up to the Iraqi response. If you haven't seen it, please go check it out. Since that first video, which was made on the fly in the 26th hour, I've had time now, a week, to collect information and take on the American terrorist, and compare his propaganda to the claims of propaganda in his videos. The Mexican posted a comment stating, "You clearly missed the point." Well, first, you have a very professional mannerism, but your substance and your delivery do not stay on track. It is your responsibility to make sure that the listener understands your point, not the listener's responsibility to try to figure it out. We are not the UN weapons inspectors. Take us to the WMDs or you're not in compliance.
The bill would create military commissions to prosecute terrorism suspects. It also would prohibit blatant abuses of detainees, but grant the president flexibility to decide what interrogation techniques are legally permissible.
Flexibility? Where have I heard that before?
The president's legal counsel, Alberto Gonzales, reportedly wrote in a memorandum that the decision to avoid invoking the Geneva Conventions, quote, preserves flexibility in the war on terrorism.
You're weird.
Okay, so at least now I know where you get your information.
Are they too dishonest or too gullible? Take your pick.
But the Gore who now dismisses Iraq's ties to terrorism bears no resemblance to the Gore of 1992. In the heat of that campaign, Gore accused the first President Bush of ignoring Saddam Hussein's ties to terror.
When there were repeated incidents of terrorism in which Iraq had a part, terrorists operating openly in Baghdad, and repeated warnings from our national security people telling the Bush administration that Saddam was on a crash program to develop nuclear weapons, chemical weapons, and other weapons of mass destruction.
He betrayed this country! He played on our fears!
You go on to say, reducing Condoleezza Rice from a diplomat to one who debates former first ladies on how bad her husband did their job gives one the impression that Secretary Rice was debating former First Lady Hillary Clinton.
It's a seed, all right? We'll just use our imagination.
What did I do? I worked hard to try to kill him. I authorized the funding for the CIA to kill him. We contracted with people to kill him. I got closer to killing him than anybody's gotten since.
In that President Clinton is correct that he got closer than anyone, but of course he always refused to pull the trigger. I went to a little Jesuit school in Buffalo called Canisius, and the priests taught us never to lie, but if you had to lie, never lie about facts. Mr. Richard Clark, Mr. Sandy Berger, President Clinton are lying about the opportunities they had to kill Osama bin Laden. That's the plain truth, the exact truth. Men and women at the CIA risked their lives to provide occasions to kill a man we knew had declared war and had attacked America 4 or 5 times before 1998. We had plans that had been approved by the Joint Operations Command at Fort Bragg. We had opportunities, many opportunities to kill him. That's the president's decision. That's absolutely the case. It's not a simple, dumb bureaucrat like me. That's not my decision. It's his. But for him to get onto television and say to the American people he did all he could is a flat lie, sir.
Since you like to source the Associated Press, check out this web report which clearly shows that Clinton's response came a day after Rice denied President Clinton's claim in the television interview that the Bush administration had not aggressively pursued al-Qaeda before the attacks of 2001. So clearly, Hillary was the last to the dance. So is the path to 9/11 a diversion, or is airing the path to 9/11 a corporate responsibility? The following is a list of terrorist attacks from 1993 until 2000 when Clinton left office. I'm not going to read every one. This is a list on Wikipedia, and you can go there and check this out. Between the years 1993 and 2000, terrorists killed 2,120 people and wounded 16,482.
There is no terrorist threat. There is no terrorist threat. Yes, there have been horrific acts of terrorism, and yes, there will be acts of terrorism again. But that does not mean that there's some massive terrorist threat.
They don't want to kill you or harm your children or even cut the tags off of your mattresses.
Early in the debate, Vice President Bush had criticized former President Carter for his handling of the Iran hostage crisis. Ferraro, in turn, questioned President Reagan's response to the more recent embassy and Marine barracks bombings in Lebanon.